This is no joke, okay? This is no game. When I tell you that I barely made it, sis, like I barely made it. So if you want to know how I survived my first semester of nursing school, just keep watching. This is like a story time. This is like you grab your water, grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your wine, grab whatever you need to get through this story. Because when I tell you, whew, it was real. It was real. Okay. What's up, queens? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and like, subscribe, turn the bell on, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and join the queendom. If you're not new here and you're coming back, welcome, sis. Okay? It's good to see you. I miss you. How you doing? How your mama and them? Okay? Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the story of how I survived my first semester of nursing school. Like, first of all, let's talk about how difficult it was to even get into the program. Okay, so like my nursing school is at my local community college where they only take 50 students a semester to get in. Let's start there. So out of the thousands of applicants, you have to be in that top 50 to get in. So I think my cohort, they did a little bit more, like maybe 60, 65, because they know not everyone's gonna make it. All right, like it was difficult to get into this program. Let's like rewind. Let me give you a little backstory, okay? I'm starting backwards, okay? Mind you, I was going out of high school. When I went to university for a little bit, I left. I was going for biology. I thought I wanted to do something in genetics or research. Still kind of have that little in me, but like, I don't know. Didn't work out. Came home, met my child's father, now my husband. Had a baby, you know, working through, had another baby, got married, doing little things out of order, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's order to life is going to be the same. I'm okay with mine, you know, but here I am. I'm going back to school as a wife, you know, as a mother, and it is very difficult to try to juggle all of that. So let's start with, I've been kind of working my way up. I've been taking classes here, taking classes there. I did have a good bit of classes that transferred over from when I was a bio major, so that was good. But the application process for my school was like on a point system. So you got points based off of the classes that you've already taken. Luckily, you know, they required some of the same. And I thought I was doing pretty good. You know, I was like, oh, I got this class, I got this class, I got this class. Yes. Took a T's prep class, you know, so I took the prep class for a weekend, paid a pretty penny, like $400, went on a Saturday and a Sunday all day just to try to get past this T's test. And honestly, my T's scores on the first round, I've only taken it once, were pretty good. Okay, so I was like, oh, okay, that makes me feel good. I'm not gonna have to even take this again because I know my score was high enough to meet not even their minimum but above, so I'm feeling good. Fill out my application, put it in. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna go into nursing school. This is gonna be easy. Like, I got this. Wrong, okay? Denied. And I was like, what? Like, I had most of these classes. My T scores was good. I don't get it. Like, what's up? So then I was like, okay, well, maybe I just need to take this one more class because this class was a B. Maybe I need to get an A in that class. So I took a couple more classes. One that I was missing, I think I took a math class. I took a microbiology, which I love microbiology, but we're not going to get into it. You know, and then a class that I had like a C in, I went ahead and got a B in it because I think it was, I don't remember what class I had a C in, but I went ahead and got retaken the class. I didn't get a B in it. I retook it and got an A in it. So I was like, oh, because they only accepted for points if you have an A or a B. If you had a C, it doesn't count. So I was like, all right. Maybe that C, I needed to get an A or a B. I ended up getting an A in that class, which is fine. I'm like, yeah, I revised it another semester, paid some more money out of pocket. No problem. This time, I'm definitely going to get it, right? There's no joke. You know, there's no way that I can't. And then I applied again. And I was not accepted. So now I'm like feeling really discouraged, right? Because I'm sitting here like, I don't get it. Like, why didn't they take my application? Like, I have what they need. I revised it a little bit. Like, I know, like, I got most of these classes. Like, what's up? So then you know, started getting a little bit like, well, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. You know, maybe this isn't for me. mind you, like I had to take a nurse aid class, become a CNA to even qualify. So I did this the first time. And then, or I did it before I applied for the first time. So now it's coming up considering the fact that I didn't, what happened? Oh, there was a hurricane and then the test had to be rescheduled to, that's what happened. It wasn't that they didn't accept me because of my application. The skills portion of the nurse aid test had to be taken, and it was pushed back due to a hurricane that was coming. And I didn't have it in time when I submitted my application, but I was reaching out like, look, I passed the course, I passed the written, I'm just waiting for the skills, but it's being pushed back. It's out of my control. It's out of my hands. I know I could pass the skills, just take my application, and when they reschedule and I get it in, I get it in. So I did end up were able to take the skills part of the test, but by this time applications were like, I was right like a day before the deadline. But I guess they already chose their 50, because when I sent that in, I got a letter back saying, no ma'am, not this time. So I was just like, the struggle, the stress of coming up with the money to even take the nurse aid class and the test and all of that, and then just working and then home, and I'm just like, yo, I've already been denied. Now I'm been denied twice. Maybe this isn't for me, but my husband, he's so super supportive. He's like, I don't have no doubt that this is supposed to be for you, and they didn't take you, then it's gonna be their loss. There's other places that you can go. Even if you have to drive an hour to go to school, then drive that hour to go to school. Don't give up. Like, don't do it. So then I was like, okay, you're right. So I applied to another local community college that was probably like 45 minutes away. I almost got into there. They said I just needed one thing, but like they required me they said if I took this dietary nutritional therapy class, I can be in the next semester. Now, between the nursing school that I'm in and that nursing school, the difference was I didn't want to go to that one, not because of that it was a bad school, but the commute was an hour to and fro. The time that I would have to be there, I had to commit Monday through Friday from like 8 to 5. Well, 8 to really 3, but the commute with that is like 8 to 5. And I was just like, it's just not going to be conducive to like what we got going on, getting the kids to school, then me going to school, and then me getting off in time to get the kids and all of this, and then it was just going to be too much versus the one that was literally 10 minutes from my house that is very well known for their program, that the schedule was very accommodating. Like I had to only go there 3 days a week and 9:30 to like 1 or 12, like depending on the day, and that time had me time to get my daughter to school and for me to be off in time to get her from school and have a little time to study. Like it was just more conducive to my life. So I said, you know what, whatever I gotta do, I gotta do. I listened to my husband, I took his lead. So after I finished the dietary nutritional therapy class, I said, you know what I'm doing? I'm just gonna apply one more time. Like nothing's changed. Like I got my nurse aid, everything's good. Like I know I'm in this one. I know I'm in the one that I have to commute to and do all this for. I know I'm in there. And I applied to both, and I got into the one that I wanted to get into, and I was super amped, super pumped about it. Now, here we go. I always took pride on the way I study. I knew I dealt with a little bit of test taking anxiety, but that's okay. I've made it this far. It never held me back. You know what I'm saying? I complete my assignments. I usually comprehend the information, very well. So I'm not really worried about it. They're talking about like an orientation, how hard this is going to be, how nursing school is going to be so hard. And I'm like, you don't know me. If I want it, I'm going to go get it. It's not going to be hard at all. Like I just got to put in some work, and that's fine. It's going to be cool. Yeah. Wrong. Okay. They tell you and they teach you that, like, look, this, style of testing, it's going to be a little different. These are not your everyday A plus B equals C. Your 1 plus 2 equals 3. It's not your basic knowledge questions. It's not that what color is the sky? Is it blue? Is it green? Is it white? No, it's not like that. Okay, it's analytical and comprehensive questions put together. So the way that they formulate these questions really threw me off. Okay, so it was like, I know when we're talking in class and lecture and I'm getting the information, I'm retaining the information. I know when we're in lab and we're talking and going over what stuff, I'm like, oh, this is going to be, I know this, right? This is cool. And I know when I'm conversing with the girls in my study group and we're studying together and we're going over the information and I'm feeling good about it, and then I go to take the test, right? And then it's like, what is this? Like, this is nothing that we talked about. Like, why are you saying? I mean, I know my lab values, or I know health assessment. Like, what does this question have to do with it? Like, what are y'all doing to me right now? So then the anxiety from that just came to 10, right? So with the NCLEX, right, your score, you got to have a 77 to pass your NCLEX. So the way my school set up is you got to have a 77 to pass their exam. So when I say that I failed the exam, it's not that I had like a 50. It'll be something crazy like a 74 or a 72. Or a 76, but that's not passing, so it doesn't matter, right? So I struggled passing my exams. And the first exam that I failed, it just didn't help my confidence in my next one. Even though I felt confident in the information and the skills, that like I didn't feel confident in my test taking. So I want to say that throughout the whole semester, it was just like, I'm not a good test taker. I deal with test taking anxiety, and I use that as a clutch, right? So long story short, I'm getting through. I'm crying through, really. I'm not really getting through. I'm crying through. I'm staying up late. I'm exhausted. I'm going to work. I'm trying to study a little bit at work. I got cards with me. Can't really focus on the job because I'm like, I need to pass these tests. Like, if I can't pass these tests, then I can't do this. Like, if it comes down to the test, then I can't pass the test, like, I can't do this. It's not for me. Like I don't know. I've dealt with failure in my life, but like this was hitting me. This was hitting me hard. It was really coming from me. It was coming from my self-esteem. It was coming from me how I wasn't sleeping in the bed. I was sleeping on the couch. I was just like, I'm up. My husband would get up to go to work at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the couch with like books, just like, and he was like, babe, come get in the bed. And I'm just like, huh? Oh, I fell asleep. Oh, I meant to, and it was really a struggle for me. So here we are, exam 5, well, before the final. My testing composite score was a 76.84. 76.84. They don't round, okay? My testing composite score needs to be a 77 in order to pass this class. Doesn't matter that I completed all my assignments. Doesn't matter I was on time. Doesn't matter that I understand the skills. Doesn't matter that I did well in my debriefing for my concept maps and clinicals. It doesn't matter that I did good at all of that. It doesn't matter that I felt like I know this is. It doesn't matter. I was broken down for the fact that I could not get these tests right. And I was just like, this is not for me. I can't. And then here I am. We talk about anxiety. 76.84. So now I'm in a make or break situation. Now I need a 77 on this final. I just need to pass this final. But then I was like, how do I pass this final if I don't even have the self-esteem and the confidence to get through it, because I haven't passed one yet? What makes me think I'm going to pass this final? So I was just there. I was just like, this cannot be happening. Like, I can't be this close. I can't be down to the wire like this. Like, this is killing me. So I'm studying. I'm putting in the work. I'm really focusing on these NCLEX style questions and learning how to really decipher the question so that I can get the correct answer from the question, because it came down to that. That's what's really saved me, is really trying to master how to answer the NCLEX style questions, because the information was not the problem. The comprehension was not the problem. It was answering these questions where there's all these right answers, but you gotta pick the best one. Like, come on. Is an apple red? No, an apple can be red, it can be green, it can be, but what's the best apple? Like, what are you saying to me right now? Like, this is the stress that I dealt with. Barely made it. So not to mention, COVID happened. lessons, right? So now we're doing these exams online, and I don't know if it's because I had a Chromebook or what, but we use this system where it had to record you whilst taking the test. So they could hear you, they could see you, they could see your screen, which is fine, but mine's crashed several times, right? I don't know what was going on, but like they had like a little widget where you could see yourself in the camera, like picture like the camera right here, right? You can see yourself. It looks like you could see them watch, like you could see yourself, right? Next thing you know, I'd be taking my test, going through, and then there'll be like little X's as eyes and a sad face, and I'll be like, what is that? Like, what is that? And it'll be that, oh, system's down, it stopped working. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, yeah, I can't continue because there's the issue of integrity, right? I want them to know I'm not cheating. I didn't stop the camera to look. I'm really like trying right now. I don't know what's going on. My internet's working. Everything's working. I don't know why this is happening to me, right? So this happened previously on a couple of my exams because, of course, we're in this COVID era, right? And I don't know if it was crashing because it's never had this much traffic to the site. I don't know why it was me, but it just had to be me. I just had to have more trials, more tribulations, more mess ups, like more reasons for anxiety just to blow me off, you know, just to disrupt everything. So I'm up, I'm studying, and I get to my final. Didn't really sleep. I'm up again. Finals at 9:30. I'm up again at 7. Trying to study more after studying all night, after going to bed at like 3 o'clock. I get into the test, and I'm just like this. I like beat up, just on the camera, like it is what it is. Let me just get through it. So I'm taking the exam, and I'm like, okay, I think I got it. So the questions where I felt like I didn't really have a correct answer, I'm putting a little tally on the side, like I can miss like 14. So if I get 14 tallies, I'm done. Because I'm like, that's how little confidence that I had in myself. So I'm just tallying what I think I did not know. What I know I don't think I was right. I think I did. I don't know. I'm at like tally 12. And it just had to happen. It just had to happen where poof, recording system crashes. I close out the test. I close out the system. I reboot restart my computer, bring it back up. I re-record. I say, I'm so sorry. Something it crashed on me, but I'm going back into the test, and I let them know like this is from where I started to the next one, and I get back in. I'm like, okay, just a little hiccup, keep it moving, and then it happens again. But this time, something even more jacked up happens. When I try to go back and get into the test, I'm locked out. I can't get back into my final exam. I'm somewhere over halfway done, like crown question 70 or something, 70, 80 out of 100, and I can't get back in. I got about 30 more minutes. I'm trying to get my advisor on the phone. I'm trying to just get people on the phone. I couldn't get nobody, so I get my clinical instructor on the phone. By this time, I'm in full-blown panic attack, sis. I am just like, I can't. I'm just tearing, I'm crying, and I'm getting on, and I'm gonna call my clinical instructor, and I was like, I can't. She's like, okay, let me just calm down. Let me get you in. So then my advisor calls me, and she's like, Tangi, and I'm just like, I can't do it, and I'm breaking down, and I'm crying, and I'm flipping out because I don't have a lot of time, and I can still feel like the anxiety just pulsing through my body, and she's like, you're doing fine. I was like, no, I'm not. I can't do this. This is not for me. Like, this is how much this test had on me. Like, it had me in its grips. This final exam of my first semester of nursing school, like, I haven't even got to the, like, this can't be it. This can't be life, right? This can't be it. So she calms me down because she's British and, like, her voice is, like, very, very comforting. And she calms me down, and I get back in, and I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna think. I'm just gonna put what I know, right? I'm not gonna tallies out the way. I'm just gonna get through it. Question, answer. I'm down to 2 minutes. Here's a dosage calc question. Now that I can do. I don't miss those, but I have to skip through it because I don't have time to do the math because I got like maybe 6 more questions in 2 minutes. And I'm just like, finish. And then after that, I break down and cry because I don't get my score yet. I'm waiting on it. I call my husband. He's like, hey, babe, how's it going? And I'm just like, I failed. He's like, well, what was your score? I said, I haven't got it yet. He's like, you failed. You don't even know your score. And I was just like, but I know I did. The computer, the system, it closed, and then I missed it, and I had to skip over. And then the tally marks. He said, the tally marks. And I was like, I was writing the ones that I thought I missed. And he's like, you had time to think about the ones you thought you didn't know and write a tally. I was like, yeah, and I missed it. I didn't. I know I didn't pass it. I'm just... So then, like, the girls in my study group start texting me, like, hey, girl, how'd you do? And I'm just like, I'm crying. And then I just go lay down because at this point, I'm just drained. I'm just mentally depleted, right? And phones go off. Bing. I was like, crap. That's the score. That's the grades. I don't even want to look. And I was like, because I don't want to take this class over. Like, I feel like if I failed it, then... it's not for me, and it's contingent upon these tests, these stupid tests, and I just can't. And then another girl in my study, scores are up, and then I'm getting, how'd you do? Are we drinking to celebrate? Are we drinking to forget? Like, I'm just like, I was like, I don't even want to look. And then we get the email saying hi from the teachers, or the instructors saying hi, scores are up. If you did not pass and you don't have a 77 test composite score, mind you, I was at a 76.84. If you don't have a 77, you need to reach out. Sorry, I ran out of space, but that was okay because I just had to get myself together anyways. So like I was saying, we were instructed to reach out to the program chair if we don't have a 77 test composite, because if we don't have a 77 test composite, then we don't pass, and we can probably do an emergency withdrawal because of the COVID situation. But I happened to look at my test score, and sis, I got a 90. No, you heard me correctly. I got a 90. A 90 out of 100. I still can't really believe it, but won't he do it? Ooh, won't he do it? Listen, I told my husband, I was like, babe, I got my score. And he was like, what'd you get? And I was like, I got a 90. And then he was like, you got a what? And he got upset. Like, y'all, he was so mad because I called him on his lunch break. I stressed him out. He was feeling like he was failing the test. And then I had so much self-doubt and lack of confidence. And he was just like, I knew you could do it. Like, you're crazy, worrying about you crazy. And I was just like, still so like, this happened. But the biggest thing that I took from that was, man, I need to go in this next semester with some confidence in myself, sis, because that's what kind of like got me there. Me sowing that seed of, I'm not a good test taker. I deal with test taking anxiety. I'm not going to pass this test. Maybe this, me sowing that, it really manifested. So at the end there, God was just like, you know what, sis? Let me show you how powerful you are. And what I took from that situation was, I know this. I can do this. I need to just believe in myself. Just, like they say the size of a mustard seed is all you need, man. That faith goes a long way. Like, I need to know that I am on the right track. I am going to do this. I'm going to, put in some work to do it, and I shall reap the fruits of my labor. I should be rewarded for what I put in. And that, my friends, is how I got through my first semester of nursing school. Sorry, that's my son. He wants to come in. But no, that is how I got through it. Barely got through it, but got through it. So this semester around, we're going to do things a little different. So yeah, if you're interested in following me along this journey to get my RN, to ultimately, the end goal here is to be a doctorally prepared nurse practitioner. Stay rocking with me, okay? I'm going to have a do's and don'ts of my first semester because this, like I said, was a story time edition. But I do have some tips and tricks to actually get through from personal experience so far, like what I've been through. And I've been through it, okay? So just don't give up, power through. And if you're interested in more content like this, of course, subscribe, okay? It's going to be coming, okay? Because I got a lot to talk about. I'm pretty sure this semester coming up and doing psychiatric nursing, I'm going to have a lot to talk about, okay? All right, so thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.